For centuries, whispered legends have claimed that hidden within the walls of Sumerian temples lay objects of unimaginable power. Clay tablets, inscribed with divine commands, capable of granting rulers the authority to bend the will of gods and mortals alike. Were these mere symbols of authority, or did they conceal knowledge far beyond their time? What secrets might have been lost when empires crumbled into dust? In the heart of Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, the earliest kings claimed their right to rule was not by birth alone, but by a gift from the heavens. Ancient texts speak of the tablets of destiny, clay records that could decree the fate of nations. The very idea that such fragile objects could carry divine authority raises a haunting question. Were these tablets purely ceremonial, or were they repositories of knowledge that bridged humanity and the gods? The myths surrounding these tablets are both elaborate and unsettling. They describe gods themselves engaging in battles over their possession, each tablet a key to cosmic order. The god Enlil, guardian of the tablets, is said to have wielded them to control destiny itself, deciding the rise and fall of kings. Could humanity ever glimpse the power these clay objects represented, or were they forever a symbol of an unreachable divine hierarchy? Archaeologists have unearthed fragments of cuneiform tablets across the ruins of Sumerian cities, Nippur, and Eridu, but none fully match the descriptions found in myth. Were the tablets deliberately hidden or destroyed to protect their knowledge, or did they vanish as a consequence of time's relentless passage? Every shard recovered tells a story, but the full narrative, the truth of their power, remains elusive. Could the fragments be pieces of a puzzle whose picture we are too blind to see? Some scholars argue that the tablets of destiny were instruments of governance, designed to legitimize authority in an age when written law was new and fragile. By claiming divine sanction, kings could command obedience with the weight of eternity behind them. Yet the tales hint at more. Gods fearing the misuse of the tablets, thefts by trickster deities, and conflicts that reshaped the heavens themselves. Were these warnings allegories for human ambition, or could they reflect lost understanding of forces we no longer comprehend? Legends tell of one fateful confrontation between the gods Enki and Enlil over the tablets. Enki, the god of wisdom, is said to have stolen them to prevent tyranny, only for them to be recovered in secret rituals. This story of cosmic theft resonates with every generation that seeks hidden knowledge. How far would one go to control destiny itself? Could this narrative echo historical struggles among the earliest city-states, masked as divine conflict? The physical evidence of the tablets is sparse, yet the descriptions in epics like the Enuma Elish are detailed and evocative. Each tablet is said to carry not only decrees, but also the keys to understanding the order of the universe. What knowledge did the ancients encode in symbols pressed into soft clay, and what might have been lost when the tablets crumbled over millennia? Are we glimpsing the shadow of wisdom that once shaped the very fabric of civilization? Even today, debates rage among scholars and enthusiasts alike. Could the tablets of destiny have been more than tools of kings, perhaps guides to celestial patterns, advanced astronomical insights, or knowledge of natural forces? And if such power once existed in human hands, is it truly gone, or merely waiting to be rediscovered? Each new excavation in Mesopotamia brings tantalizing hints, but no definitive answers. Are we too late to understand the full scope of what these tablets represented? Or is there a fragment of truth still waiting beneath the sands? Yet the true enigma of the tablets of destiny lies not merely in their physical form, but in the rituals that surrounded them. Sumerian priests guarded the tablets with lives bound to devotion and secrecy, performing ceremonies whose details remain shrouded in fragments of clay and whispers of epic poetry. How could mere mortals interact with objects that the gods themselves feared? What visions, what knowledge, might they have glimpsed through these sacred rites? And more hauntingly, what price did they pay for that glimpse? Legends speak of kings traveling in secret caravans under moonless nights, carrying the tablets from city to city, concealing their presence from rival rulers and divine eyes alike. Each journey, each transfer, was fraught with danger, not just from human ambition, but from the very fabric of fate these tablets were said to control. Could the movement of these clay objects have altered the course of history, unseen yet monumental? Or were these stories warnings, meant to remind us that power without understanding always corrupts? One account describes a king trembling before the tablets, struck by visions of futures he could not alter. His advisors interpreted the signs as divine guidance, but in truth, the clay beneath his fingers may have revealed patterns of the world too vast for mortal comprehension. Were these insights real, encoded in the symbols of cuneiform, or are we witnessing allegorical storytelling that speaks to the fears and ambitions of early rulers? And if such knowledge existed, could it have been lost entirely, buried under centuries of conquest and ruin? Archaeology has yielded tantalizing hints, fragments etched with unfamiliar symbols, sequences that suggest a purpose beyond ordinary record-keeping. Scholars debate their meaning endlessly. Some suggest they were astronomical charts. Others think they contained early mathematics, or even coded rituals. Yet none have unlocked the full pattern. What could a civilization know that we, millennia later, cannot decipher? And what does it say about our own place in the unfolding of human understanding? The mythos of the tablets becomes darker still in stories of divine rebellion. When Enki and Enlil disputed their control, the skies themselves were said to tremble. Other gods, tricksters, and warriors alike entered the struggle, shifting alliances with motives hidden from mortal eyes. Could these tales of divine conflict mirror real human struggles over centralized power in Sumer? Were the gods merely metaphors, or did they encode a record of something far more profound, an understanding of authority, order, and destiny itself? Some tablets, it is claimed, vanished entirely, their clay crumbling or hidden in secret vaults beneath temple floors. Were they destroyed to prevent misuse, or have they simply waited, silent, beneath layers of earth and time, for someone perceptive enough to find them? And if found, would we recognize the truth for what it is, or merely interpret it as myth, a shadow of what once was? Every excavation carries the possibility, yet every discovery seems to deepen the mystery rather than resolve it. Even Sumerian epics, like the Enuma Elish, hint at knowledge encoded in these tablets that transcended kingship. They speak of cosmic order, the weaving of fate, and the destiny of nations bound to celestial rhythms. Could the tablets have been early instruments of what we might today call science or governance, bridging human society with the patterns of the universe? Or were they deliberately incomprehensible, designed to remind mortals of their place beneath the gods? Each possibility feels as thrilling as it is terrifying. And then, the question that haunts every historian and enthusiast alike: if such objects once existed, is it conceivable that their knowledge still survives, hidden somewhere? Could fragments of the tablets of destiny lie buried in forgotten ruins, waiting for a hand brave or foolish enough to decipher them? Or have they dissolved into the sands of time, leaving only echoes in epic stories and the flickering imagination of generations. The tablets were more than instruments of rule. They were symbols of ultimate authority, power distilled into clay. And yet power always attracts desire, greed, and fear. Legends tell of wars waged, of betrayals both mortal and divine, all revolving around the possession of these objects. Could a single artifact have tipped the scales of history, unseen, influencing the rise and fall of dynasties? Or were these narratives designed to instill awe, warning rulers not to overreach, lest the divine itself intervene? Across Mesopotamia, from Ur to Nippur, whispers of the tablets persist in inscriptions, cylinder seals, and fragmented epics. Each clue is a thread, leading deeper into a labyrinth of myth, history, and speculation. How much did Sumerians truly understand about their world, and how much did they cloak in allegory, leaving future generations to wonder? Are we close to understanding the truth, or is it a puzzle designed never to be solved, teasing humanity across millennia? Even the modern imagination cannot escape their pull. Writers, explorers, and theorists have long speculated. Could the tablets have been more than ceremonial? Could they have contained insights into cosmic forces, natural law, or even the mechanics of destiny itself? If so, the Sumerians may have been the custodians of knowledge far ahead of their time, now obscured by history, waiting for someone to piece together the fragments. But if such understanding ever existed, would humanity be ready to wield it? Or would the temptation to control destiny itself be our undoing? And so, the tablets of destiny remain one of history's most tantalizing mysteries. Part legend, part archaeology, part whisper of lost knowledge. They are at once a mirror of human ambition and a reminder of our eternal fascination with power we cannot fully grasp. They beckon us to imagine, to search, to question. What did the gods truly entrust to humanity, and what has been lost beneath the sands of time? And as we sift through ruins and myths, one cannot help but wonder, will the tablets reveal themselves again, or will they forever remain the ultimate secret, locked within the stories we tell and the shadows of forgotten temples? Legends suggest that some kings treated the tablets of destiny not merely as instruments of authority, but as portals to understanding the very cosmos. They consulted the tablets before war, before treaties, even before births and deaths were recorded. The inscriptions, enigmatic and precise, were said to predict not only human affairs, but the movements of stars, the cycles of rivers, and the rise and fall of empires. Could these clay fragments have been the earliest form of strategic knowledge, encoded so cleverly that only those initiated in divine law could decipher it? And if so, how much of that wisdom has truly been lost to history? In Eridu, the earliest city of Sumer, rumors persist of secret vaults beneath the temple floors, where tablets were hidden away from prying eyes. The architecture itself seems to conceal pathways and chambers, labyrinths designed to protect something precious, something dangerous. Archaeologists have uncovered corridors leading to dead ends, doors blocked by collapsed stone, and inscriptions hinting at forbidden knowledge. Were these elaborate constructions merely for security, or did they serve a more mysterious purpose, guiding initiates to hidden truths that ordinary citizens were never meant to see? The myths do not shy away from warnings. Tales tell of rulers who ignored the sacred rules, seeking the tablets for selfish gain, only to be struck by sudden calamity. Floods, famine, and uprisings followed their reckless actions. Could these narratives be historical accounts disguised as allegory? Or were they moral warnings cloaked in cosmic drama? Did the ancients truly believe that divine authority could be stolen? Or were these stories meant to instill caution about the perils of ambition? Each fragment of myth feels like a puzzle piece, teasing a picture that we are still struggling to see. Consider the story of Enlil, who is said to have commanded the heavens and earth using the tablets, dictating the fate of kings and cities alike. Yet even he was challenged by Enki, the god of wisdom, who intervened to prevent disaster. The struggle between control and knowledge, between authority and insight, seems to mirror the human desire to wield power responsibly, a desire that often falters. What lessons were the Sumerians encoding in these myths? And if these narratives reflect real conflicts over the tablets, could we be glimpsing the true stakes of ancient political power, hidden behind layers of divine storytelling? Archaeological evidence, though fragmented, is tantalizing. Cylinder seals, inscriptions on temple walls, and small clay tablets hint at ceremonial practices that were intimately tied to governance. Some inscriptions appear to chart celestial events. Others reference rituals to secure the favor of gods. Could the tablets of destiny have been part of an elaborate system combining religion, politics, and early scientific observation? And if that is the case, what does it say about Sumerian society? That they sought to intertwine divine authority with practical knowledge, encoded in symbols only the initiated could understand. The most tantalizing question, perhaps, is whether any of the tablets of destiny survived the passage of time intact. Some scholars speculate that a few may have been spirited away to hidden locations, secreted in chambers yet undiscovered. Others suggest that invaders, aware of their symbolic and practical power, destroyed or dispersed them. And if a single intact tablet were to be found today, could it reveal a depth of understanding that challenges everything we know about early civilization? Or would it remain cryptic, a whisper of a wisdom that humans are still unprepared to comprehend? Even the smallest fragments spark imagination. One tablet fragment mentions, "The one who holds the seal controls the waters," a phrase that could refer to divine law, or perhaps to mastery over irrigation and agriculture. The lifeblood of Sumerian cities. Another fragment hints at cycles of destiny, as if events were charted in advance, observable, and predictable. Could the Sumerians have possessed a proto-scientific understanding of their environment, embedded within mythic allegory? And if so, how much more of their knowledge was deliberately encoded in a form designed to survive only in mystery? The allure of the tablets extends beyond history into the realm of philosophical speculation. If humans once held, even partially, the ability to shape destiny as the gods did, what does that imply for our understanding of free will, of knowledge, and of responsibility? Were the Sumerians warning us that knowledge is both a gift and a burden, a key to power and a test of wisdom? Each legend, each fragment, each myth seems to carry an implicit challenge. Can we comprehend what they once understood, or will the truth remain hidden, locked in clay, shadow, and story? In cinematic fashion, one can almost imagine the tablets themselves glowing under torchlight, the clay inscriptions casting shadows that twist like living symbols on the walls of forgotten temples. Priests chant in ancient tongues, kings bow, and the weight of destiny presses against mortal shoulders. It is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a glimpse of a world where human ambition brushed against divine authority. Could any modern discovery truly capture that sense of profound mystery? Or are we forever destined to chase fragments of a power we can never fully grasp? Even today, as scholars decipher cuneiform and archaeologists unearth new fragments, the tablets of destiny remain as enigmatic as ever. Each discovery sparks more questions than answers. Each theory opens new corridors of wonder and speculation. Were these artifacts simply ceremonial tools of kings, or were they repositories of wisdom lost to time? And as we look upon the ruins of Ur, Nippur, and Eridu, can we feel the echoes of power that once shaped the fate of nations, a power that may still whisper to those who dare to listen? As the sun sets over the Mesopotamian plains, one cannot help but wonder, what did the ancients know that we do not? What secrets are buried beneath layers of sand, myth, and time? And perhaps the greatest question of all, if the tablets of destiny were to be rediscovered, would humanity recognize them? Or would we fail to understand their true power, as countless generations before us have? The answer, like the tablets themselves, remains tantalizingly out of reach, a mystery that refuses to yield, yet compels us to seek, to imagine, and to wonder. In one tale, a king named Enlil is said to have accessed a fragment of the tablets and suddenly perceived events before they unfolded. Advisors claimed he was blessed by the gods, yet witnesses describe fear in his eyes, as though glimpsing truths too vast and intricate for a human mind. Could the tablets have been capable of revealing future events, or were these tales warnings about the dangers of assuming divine knowledge? And if such insight was ever possible, does the whisper of it still linger in the ruins, waiting to be rediscovered? Priests in Sumerian cities performed rites that seem extraordinary by modern standards, incorporating chants, astronomical observations, and elaborate ceremonial objects. Some speculate these rituals were designed to unlock the knowledge within the tablets, translating their encoded wisdom into actionable guidance for kings and the state. What exactly did these rituals accomplish? Were they symbolic gestures meant to reinforce authority, or did they grant genuine access to the patterns of fate? The line between legend and reality blurs, leaving us to wonder how much of their power was real, and how much was the art of persuasion. The risk of misusing the tablets was ever present. Stories speak of rulers struck down suddenly, temples collapsing, rivers overflowing, and omens warning of celestial wrath. Could these myths reflect real consequences of attempting to seize or misinterpret the tablet's authority? Or were they moral tales, cautioning against hubris? The ambiguity is part of the tablet's enduring mystery. Power intertwined with danger, knowledge fused with fear, leaving every discovery shrouded in suspense. Fragments found in Ur hint at ritualistic practices that involved reading sequences of symbols under the light of specific stars. One fragment mentions aligning the path of Anu with the rising sun, suggesting that the Sumerians observed celestial events with meticulous care, possibly integrating these observations with the tablet's guidance. Could this indicate that the tablets encoded astronomical knowledge disguised as myth? If so, how much did early humans understand about the cosmos, and how much have we lost? Each fragment seems to pose more questions than answers, each symbol a puzzle piece that refuses to be fully assembled. The allure of the tablets stretches even beyond Sumer. Ancient Babylonian texts reference their origins and speak of kings attempting to recover lost fragments. Legends of theft, concealment, and recovery permeate Mesopotamian culture, suggesting that the tablet's power was recognized and feared long after Sumer fell. What drove this obsession with fragments of clay? Was it the symbolic authority they represented, or the tantalizing possibility that they contained knowledge beyond human comprehension? And if fragments remained hidden, who could unlock their secrets, and at what cost? Even the Enuma Elish recounts the struggle of Marduk against the older gods, where the tablets of destiny played a decisive role. Marduk seized control not through brute force alone, but through cunning, strategic insight, and perhaps even divine sanction. Could these myths be allegories of political consolidation, where knowledge and power were inseparable? Or do they hint at an ancient understanding of governance, fate, and cosmic order that modern eyes can barely perceive? The suspense lies in the question: were these stories simply myths, or veiled records of a civilization grappling with forces far larger than themselves? Some archaeologists propose that the tablets might have contained encoded knowledge of irrigation, agriculture, and resource management, systems critical to the survival of city-states. Could the so-called divine authority have been an early form of centralized planning, disguised as sacred instruction to command obedience? If the tablets did hold practical knowledge, did the Sumerians understand its full potential? Or were they passing on wisdom they could not entirely control? And if fragments remain undiscovered, what truths about ancient human innovation still lie buried beneath centuries of sand? The psychological weight of the tablets is another dimension of their mystery. Leaders who claimed to hold them were elevated above the ordinary, yet burdened by the expectation of divine insight. Could power this absolute be fully borne by a human mind? Stories warn of madness and paranoia as kings became obsessed with interpreting the tablets correctly, fearing the consequences of misjudgment. Is it possible that the tablets were designed not only to confer authority, but to test the morality, wisdom, and restraint of those who wielded them? And if the tests were real, how many failed before the knowledge was lost to history? Hidden chambers in ruins like Nippur and Eridu hint at deliberate concealment of sacred knowledge. Archaeologists have found rooms with intricate doorways, small altars, and inscriptions describing guardianship and divine protection. Could these have been vaults for the tablets themselves? Or were they symbolic spaces, meant to project the power of divine oversight to the populace? The thrill of discovery lingers in these silent ruins. One can almost imagine a torchlight flickering across ancient clay, revealing secrets that have eluded humanity for millennia. The tablet's mythology continues to inspire speculation about human potential. Were the Sumerians merely storytellers dramatizing political control? Or did they grasp concepts of destiny, cosmic order, and social engineering with sophistication we struggle to match? Each layer of myth, each fragment of tablet, each fragmentary ritual hints at a civilization trying to reconcile the mortal and divine, the practical and the mystical. Could we ever reconstruct their worldview? Or is it a mystery designed to remain just out of reach, a challenge to every generation that dares to seek the truth? Stories persist of kings who went to extraordinary lengths to secure fragments, risking rebellion, assassination, and divine wrath. One tale recounts a caravan ambushed in the desert, the fragments lost, yet somehow surviving through clever concealment. Could such events have altered the trajectory of history, unseen but monumental? And if these fragments survive in secret even today, who will be the one to uncover them? And what might they learn if they can interpret the symbols correctly? In modern times, the fascination with the tablets blends myth, archaeology, and imagination. Researchers debate their origins, enthusiasts hypothesize their powers, and storytellers continue to weave suspenseful narratives of kings, gods, and hidden knowledge. Could the tablets have been the earliest records of human ambition to shape destiny itself? And if so, how much of that ambition and its consequences still resonates with us, whispering across millennia. As dusk falls over the ruins of Mesopotamia, one can almost feel the weight of history pressing down. The tablets of destiny remain both tangible and intangible, clay fragments scattered across deserts, and legends scattered across human imagination. They compel us to question the boundaries of knowledge and power, and whether the ancients understood forces that still elude us. And as the wind sweeps through abandoned temples, carrying the faint echoes of chants and rituals, one must ask, will these secrets ever reveal themselves again? Or are they destined to remain the ultimate mystery, locked forever in the hands of gods and kings? The tablets of destiny, then, are more than clay. They are a mirror of human curiosity, ambition, and fear. They represent the desire to grasp the cosmos, to control fate, and to hold the threads of destiny in our own hands. Yet they remind us that some knowledge is dangerous, some power is fleeting, and some mysteries are eternal. Could humanity, even now, recognize the tablet's secrets if they surfaced? Or are we bound, as our ancestors were, to chase shadows and stories, captivated by the glimmer of what might have been? And so, as the final light of day fades over the Sumerian plains, the tablets of destiny continue their silent vigil. Buried beneath sand, encoded in myth, scattered in fragments across ruins, they are the ultimate test of curiosity, patience, and imagination. What will be the fate of those who seek them? Will the truth of the tablets ever be known, or is their purpose precisely to elude us, leaving only wonder and suspense in their wake? One thing is certain: as long as humanity seeks to understand the past, the tablets of destiny will remain, whispering their ancient secrets, challenging us to decipher the story they were meant to tell. And so, the tablets of destiny remain as elusive as the gods who once held them. Buried beneath the sands, scattered across ruins, and preserved in whispers of ancient myth, they defy our attempts to fully grasp their purpose. They are not merely artifacts. They are a testament to humanity's eternal fascination with power, knowledge, and destiny. Every fragment recovered, every legend preserved, reminds us of a civilization striving to touch the divine, and of secrets that may still linger, waiting to be found. As we walk through the remnants of Sumerian cities, we cannot help but feel the weight of those who came before us. Kings, priests, and storytellers, all bound by the mystery of the tablets. What truths did they hold? What wisdom or warnings did they encode in clay that has endured millennia? And most haunting of all, are some fragments still out there, beyond our reach, holding secrets we are not yet ready to understand. The story of the tablets of destiny is far from over. Each discovery, each interpretation, is a step deeper into a labyrinth of myth and history, a journey that challenges our imagination and our understanding of the past. The mysteries of Sumer do not simply end with what we uncover. They stretch beyond our sight, teasing, inviting, and daring us to look closer. And so, the tablets of destiny whisper their final warning: the pursuit of knowledge is endless, and the greatest secrets are often those still hidden from view. Their story is a reminder that history, legend, and destiny are intertwined in ways we are only beginning to perceive. Stay connected for the next episode of Sumerians, where we will uncover even deeper secrets, lost temples, and the enigmatic forces that shaped the first civilization in human history. The journey is far from over, and the sands of Mesopotamia still conceal wonders we have yet to imagine.